welcome to part 2 of this series on the rear tail light covers. So we have some developments today. So because the tail light covers didn't fit originally, I thought maybe I'll try and get some facelift lights and just do a facelift conversion. That means I don't need to remake that cover, and with the facelift lights it will look a bit more modern. But I've gone to go put the new lights on the bumper or the rear end of the car, and they're a different shape. So turns out they're short by about this much. I'll show you now. As we can see, there is now a gap at the bottom between the bumper and the tail lights, but the original tail light cover fits perfectly, as it should. So I did. Do I do a facelift rear end conversion, or do I find a way to bridge this gap? Coincidentally, the other week, or other month, sorry, I ended up buying a facelift rear bumper. So what I might try and do is that gap, mark out, cut off this bumper, see if it fits, and if it does, then I will get this painted to sapphire black to match, and then we have facelift lights on the rear end of a pre-facelift S40. So let's see if it works. Come along with the journey and let's bodge it and see if it works. So what I've done now is I've gone slightly over with the taping, just so that when I come to cut, I can always cut more rather have cut too much and then just not have enough to adjust. We have a sectional cut off. I've taped it up, ready to get some better measurements as to what I need to cut off to get it to fit. But yeah, let's see how this goes. The rough measurements now worked out. What I'll go around is cut this line that I've marked up, see if it fits. So as we can see, we've got the rough shape now cut out, but there is a bit of a gap from where the bumper design is different. So what I'm most likely going to do is I will cut here where it follows the shape, just here, and then use a body filler to try and replicate the shape. I'll try and use a heat gun to try and melt it so that I can reform it. But this is what it looks like currently. But as we can see, just at the bottom we've got this gap. So what I want to try and do is cut and shape this so it fits. So with the shape of the bumper being quite different to the part that I've cut out, what I've decided to do is cut out this part and then use fiberglass and filler to try and get a proper matching shape, but we'll see how it goes. After a little bit of time, I've decided to use some expanding foam to help build up the side of the bit that I cut out, and now what I'm going to do is I will put fiberglass over the top so that we can get this main shape. I'll then remove the foam, because I just need it as a support while I overlay the fiberglass. So yeah, let's get on with it. After a bit of time, we've now laid the fiberglass over the foam insulation, just a high expanding foam that I used, but here we go. What I'll do now is trim it all back and then look to apply the body filler so that I can create a smooth surface ready for paint. So after a few versions, I've now mostly completed the cover for the driver's side. So it's all been fillered, smoothed and everything. So all it is ready for paint now. So all I'll do is a few coats of primer, wet sand it back, and then add the sapphire black and then the gloss coat over the top. But yeah, they've come out really well. The profile now is flat, but before it was quite bended out, so we had a bit of a gap underneath. So once this is all painted and everything, it should look brilliant. So I'll just show you all the paint and everything. I didn't show you all the sanding and filling because you also sit there and watch me for 6 hours filling and sanding. So the car has now come back from the paint shop, which is quite nice. The driveway felt a bit empty without it there, but I've now fitted the facelift lights with the new part that I've just made and the cover, and it is looking very nice, I'll be honest. I love it. So I'll show you it now and see what everyone thinks.